This tutorial will be going over the Ti-nspire Geometry Document page. So we'll start from the home page, creating a new document by selecting one, and then choosing number 3 at Geometry. Now in this Geometry page, you can create lines, vectors, shapes. You can also do transformations. That's the rotation and reflection, also dilations, and a couple of other different neat features. We'll highlight a couple of them. So first we'll go to Menu, and then we'll select Points and Lines. You'll see this is where our points and lines are, including arcs and vectors and also tangents. So we'll start by creating a line, not a segment, and the first point will be first point in the line, and we'll just click and you'll be able to set that point. Don't worry, you can move it later if you have to. And then in the geometry document for the Ti-nspire, the lines don't continue on forever, and they also do not have arrows. So you need to be careful when placing the next point to make sure that it covers as much space as you would like it to. So I wanted to cover most of the page, so I'll go ahead and put it up in the top right corner and select. You'll see when I move off that the line just kind of seems to end right there. But if I highlight it, put my cursor over it, you'll notice that it does extend it, so I can still put a point on it. I'll press escape to get out of the line tool, and I can also click when I get the hand and drag my line anywhere I'd like it to be. I'll just leave it in the same area. Next we'll go to Menu, we'll create a shape. So we go to Menu, number 9 is Shapes, and we'll create a regular polygon, number 5. So go ahead and the first point will be the center point, then the next point will be the radius, then the third point, third click, will change the number of sides. You'll notice that if you ever have any difficulty not knowing how to use a tool, you can just run your cursor up to the top left where the tool icon is displayed, and it'll give you a short description of how to do it. So we'll go ahead and click for my center point, make another click for my radius, and you'll notice as I drag my cursor around in a circle, it changes the number of sides, which is pretty cool, I think. We'll go ahead and go with 5, pentagon. We'll press escape, I don't want to draw any more polygons. And then next we'll go to Menu again, and you'll notice that the other shapes are basically the same. Circle, you start with the center again, go with the radius. Okay. If you ever need to go back and undo, you can just do Control Z on the calculator, and it'll go backwards. Alright, so we'll escape. We don't need to draw a circle for now. We'll go to Menu, we'll draw some vectors. So go to Points and Lines, and go to Vector 8. So we'll click a point, just like the line was. Click another point for the direction. You'll notice this one terminates with an arrow. And we'll create another vector. Simply right there. Click again. Press escape. Don't need any more vectors. Go to Menu. This time we're going to do a rotation. You know that will be under Transformation, which is B. And then it will be number 4, rotation. So the first selection will be your actual object. This one we will do the pentagon. The next point will be what it rotates about. And pick another point right here. You can either do it on the object or off the object, or click points on the polygon. And the next 3 points will define your angle. So I'm going to click the vector here, center of the angle here. You'll notice I can go ahead and rotate it like this by drifting back and forth. But I'll go ahead and make a vector. Click it to the vector. And then this will flash and my object will be there. So press escape and hover over the point to get the hand tool. We'll click it, and you'll notice as I drag it, it'll change the angle, since the rotation angle is defined by that vector. You can also use a translation the same way by selecting the object, and then you can click the 2 points for the translation, and you can use the vector as well. And so when you scale it back and forth, it'll translate it, and also the direction. Now, another tool that I find interesting is the measurement transfer. And what you can do by selecting it, you can select an object like a polygon or a vector, and if it already has an angle measurement, then you can actually select that measurement that you've already made, and then you can copy it to, let's say, another vector. So I went ahead and selected the vector. I'm going to press enter after we type what value we'd want on it. So you can go ahead and see what 1 centimeter is. So we'll go ahead and do 5 centimeters on that vector. And then we'll press enter. You'll notice that it put 5 right there. And I can't change that point. Now I can select another 5 on this vector. So I can just click the next vector and then select that 5. And you'll notice that as I hover over it, it will go ahead and draw it. But it's not permanent until I click on it. So that makes it easy to copy your links. So that's all for the basic functions of the geometry page. If you want to check out some of the other tools, just remember that all you have to do, if you can't stumble upon how to use it, is just highlight over the tool icon in the upper left hand corner.